Hey guys, so if you couldn't already tell by the title of this video or by the awful hat that I am wearing, today's video is my graduation tutorial. We're going to run through pretty much everything today. We're going to go through the makeup, what to wear under your gown, how to get your cap on, and what hair to do with your cap so it's not, you know, there's no way to make this hat look cute, but there's ways to make it look better. So yeah, we're really going to run through everything. The best part about the makeup part of this tutorial is that a majority of the products that I use are drugstore, except for 4 things that I really think it's good to splurge on for big events, something where, you know, you want it to last or you want it to perform well, and that I haven't found a drugstore dupe of. So I'm going to show you guys mainly drugstore items though, so they're all affordable for, you know, high school girls who are graduating or even college girls who are graduating. It's going to be really easy and accessible for you guys to get these products. They're not expensive, they're not hard to find or anything like that. So if you want to see how to get this graduation look, or if you're just using this for any other event, please keep watching. To start off, I'm just going to be brushing through my brows with an eyebrow brush, and then I'm going to be filling them in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow in the shade Dark Brown. Now this is totally an optional step if you already have perfectly groomed brows as is, but I have gaps in mine, so I feel the need to fill them in, and this is definitely the greatest product to do so. It is a little pricey, but I haven't found a drugstore dupe that works nearly as well as this. Next, I'm just going to be priming my eyes for shadow with the Maybelline Color Tattoo in Barely Branded. These are basically like MAC Paint Pot type of cream eyeshadows. I'm just going to be applying this as a nice sticky base for all the rest of my shadow. Next, I'm going in with the E.l.f. Prism eyeshadow palette, and I'm going to be taking the second shade, and I'm going to be applying it all over my lid with this dual-sided Soho brush. Next, using the other side of the brush, which is more of like a domed crease brush, I'm taking the darkest shade in the palette, this one at the end here, and I'm going to be putting that in my crease. The thing I love about these brushes is that it comes in a set of 3 dual-sided brushes, but it pretty much has everything you need for a basic eye look. Now this wasn't dark enough for me personally in the crease, so I took the NYX Love in Paris eyeshadow palette in Merci Beaucoup, and I am putting the very center shade in my crease just to darken it up a little bit. This is totally personal preference. If you don't want to do this or buy the second palette, you totally don't have to. This is just what I wanted to do to darken it up a little bit. Then I'm going to be reapplying my lid shade just to make sure it's really sparkly and it really pops. Now using a flat side of one of the brushes from this Soho pack, I'm going to be taking the lightest shade in the palette, and I'm going to be using it as my brow bone and inner corner highlight. Now if that is not enough shimmer for you, I totally understand. I'm taking the NYX Roll-On Shimmer. I'm going to be using the shade Nude, which is the gold one on the right there, but if you have more silver in your outfit or your graduation stuff, then totally go for the shade Platinum because it is a really pretty silver. Next, I'm just going to be applying this after I've rolled it on. I'm just going to be like blending it all out with my first eyeshadow brush. Then I'm going to be using my Stila Stay All Day liquid eyeliner. This stuff is amazing. This is definitely worth splurging on. It's only $20 and it lasts through anything. If it rains and you're outside, if you're sweating, I wore this to a water park going swimming and it didn't budge at all. So this is definitely an eyeliner that's worth splurging on. If you don't have the money for this one, I know NYX makes a really, really good liquid eyeliner. The only thing is it's not waterproof like this one. This one lasts through pretty much anything. So I will have it linked down below for you guys. After applying that in a classic wing shape, I decided that I wanted a little more sparkle, so I'm going in with the NYX Liquid Crystal Liner in either silver or silk. Again, it depends on what you have, like what colors you have in your graduation outfit. So I am using silk, obviously it's that gold one there, and it's just basically liquid eyeliner that's full of sparkles. So I'm going to be putting that right on top of my normal wing. This is totally an optional step. It's just something if you want a little extra glam, a little extra sparkle for graduation day. So just gotta wait for that to dry once it's there, because as you can see, I blinked too soon and got some on my eyelid. Now we're going to move on to face. These are 2 primers that I would totally recommend. The one on the left is the Makeup Forever Step 1 Mattifying Primer, and the one on the right is the NARS Radiance Enhancing Pro Prime. Now, if you don't have oily skin, the NARS one is totally great. It has a really pretty glow. It's gorgeous. But if you have oily skin like me, the Step 1 Mattifying Base is definitely the way to go. It will keep you matte all day. It's also a great option if you're going to be sweating a lot at graduation, and primers are something that I would definitely recommend splurging on. Now these foundations are kind of along the same lines as the primers. If you are not oily like me, then you should go ahead and use the Revlon Photo Ready makeup because it is gorgeous in pictures. But if you are oily, we're going to be using the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless, which is obviously my holy grail foundation as far as oily skin. And I'm just going to be applying that all over my face with this E.l.f. flat top powder brush. And sorry, I forgot to take my nose ring out, so that was awkward. And I found a hair from the brush on my face because it's shedding and it's old. But I'm just going to be applying this all over my face. You want to make sure to really blend this into your skin because you don't want to look cakey or streaky in your photos. You want to make sure that you blend it all out really, really well. Now for concealer, I'm using the L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Concealer. If you wanted, you could also use the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Dark Circle Eraser, but I'm just going to be applying this in my normal fashion. I have a video on it that I can link down below for you guys, but just basically some concealing and highlighting points. And then I'm going to be buffing it out with my Real Techniques buffing brush. Now, if you're more of a sponge girl for your concealer, like I usually am, I know that they also make a great beauty blender dupe that I can link down below. To set my concealer, I'm taking the e.l.f. High Definition Powder on this e.l.f. small tapered brush, and I'm just going to be placing this first in the places that I just concealed and highlighted. I'm not doing my whole face just yet because I am taking the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Powder and applying that all over my face to kind of further color correct and make sure that I'm staying matte. Now I'm using the NYC Smooth Skin Bronzing Face Powder in Sunny and using the Real Techniques contour brush at first and then a bigger brush later. I'm going to be applying this in my contour and just kind of bronzing my face. I'm not doing a heavy contour, just a light one, and kind of help me look a little more tan and kind of bronze my face up a little bit. Now I'm using the NYX Powder Blush in the shade 26, which is Rose Garden, and I'm just using an angled blush brush to apply this to the apples of my cheeks. Now you want to keep this kind of on the lower apples of your cheeks, so you want to do it fairly close to your contour, because we are going to be highlighting today. Using the e.l.f. Pointed Foundation Brush and the very first shade in that Prism palette, we're going to be highlighting on the tops of our cheekbones. This is actually a surprisingly gorgeous highlight considering it's like a cheap eyeshadow from a palette. Next, we're going to be highlighting on our Cupid's bow as well and a little bit on the very tip center of our nose. Now to set everything all over the face, I am using a bigger, fluffier brush in that same e.l.f. HD powder, and I'm going to be putting it all over my face to set. Now, a setting spray is definitely the last thing that I would say to splurge on. This one is the Model in a Bottle setting spray, but there was an ingredient in it that was irritating my skin, so I'm going to be using the Urban Decay De-Slick Oil Control one. Now, I prefer the other one, honestly, as far as staying matte, but like I said, there was an ingredient that was bothering my face, so I'm using the Urban Decay one, and it tends to work just as well. So now I'm going to be finishing up my eyes. I'm taking this Rimmel Eye Kohl in the shade Nude, and I'm just going to be applying that to my waterline to kind of open up my eyes a little bit, especially for pictures. That's gorgeous. Now I'm using my Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara to coat my eyelashes and prep for falsies. False lashes are totally optional in this look, but I just think they add a little something that kind of opens up your eyes, makes you look more awake, and I think it looks really, really pretty in pictures. So we're going to be using these ones. I don't know what brand they are, but they're the number 45 ones, which is sometimes helpful. Just make sure you find ones that flare out on the sides. Now using the Duo Dark Tone Lash Adhesive, I'm going to be applying that to the lash and then waiting 45 seconds for the glue to get tacky before I actually place it on my eye. Then I place the center onto my lid, kind of where my eyeliner is, and I place the corners down with my tweezers. I have a pair of tweezers especially for lashes, so you know, if they get glue on them or whatever, it totally doesn't matter. So I wish I could show you guys my full lash routine, but I don't have time in this video. I will have one coming very soon, but you can kind of get the gist of it by watching what I do here. And do you see how that little flare on the lash just really brings out the wing? It really accentuates your eyes, makes them look really open and gorgeous. Now using the NYX Tinted Brow Mascara in the shade Espresso, I'm just going to be running that through my brows to set them in place, make sure they don't budge, and to kind of make sure they're evenly darkened throughout because, I don't know, my brows were having a bad day today. Then I'm going to clean that up with my fingers because I am a little messy with it. And we're moving on to lips. For my lips, I didn't do anything drastic. I just put a little bit of Vaseline on them to make them shiny and conditioned. But if you wanted to use a color, I would recommend using a light nude color that's really easy to reapply, or something like a lip gloss or just a chapstick, something like that, because you don't want to have to reapply it all day while you're graduating. So guys, here's my finished graduation look. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I think it was fairly easy to achieve. Now I'm going to take a quick drink break and a quick dance break to just kind of de-stress after putting on all that makeup. And before I embarrass myself anymore, we're going to go work on our hair. So I already sprayed some heat protectant throughout my hair. I'll have the one that I used linked down below. And then using the biggest attachment on my NuMe Titan 3 curling wand, this is like a 1 1/4 inch barrel, I believe, I'm wrapping the first strand of hair away from my face. And then I'm taking the tail, as you can see, and I'm not just wrapping it around the whole time. I'm kind of wrapping it and then taking it off, wrapping it and taking it off. This is really going to help the ends look a little more natural. It won't look so tightly curled. And then when I get the curl off of the wand, I'm going to pull it kind of straight and let it cool that way. This makes all the difference. It looks so much more natural natural this way. It helps to kind of loosen the curl up, kind of like what we did with the tail, and I loved how this turned out, so I did it all over the rest of my head. Really, the key is just taking the time to pull that curl down and let it cool while you're pulling it straight. It just makes all the difference in the world. It makes it look so much more natural. So I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of my head, and I will be back in a second doing my bangs. So this is kind of a bigger chunk of hair, but I'm not going to do it as long as I did the other ones. That's going to make all the difference in how natural this piece looks and how it looks under your cap, because if you do it too tight, it looks, I don't know why it doesn't look good, but it doesn't. Then using the Garnier Fructis Flexible Hold Hairspray, you guys know this one is my favorite. I'm just going to be spraying this all throughout my hair. I love this one because it keeps your hair flexible, it's still bouncy, the curls aren't crunchy, and it smells delicious. So I'm just going to be running my fingers through it afterwards just to kind of loosen up the curls a little bit, and that is the completed hair look. I love this look for going under a graduation cap because it really just frames your face well, and it's nice and soft and natural. So now we're going to work on how to put the hat on top of it. So obviously this hat is not cute, but you're going to take the stretchy end and you're going to be putting that on the back of your head. So what you want to do to start off with is put the point on the front of your head where you want it, and then maneuver the elastic side down onto the back of your head. This is going to do the least damage to your hairstyle that it possibly can, and then you can kind of maneuver little pieces of hair so they're out of the way. Then once you have your hat placed exactly where you want it, you want to go ahead and take some bobby pins like this, and you want to put the bumpy side towards your head so the flat side is out on top of the hat. And then what you want to do is you just want to place these wherever you feel that they're the most secure. I put one on each side of my head, kind of towards the back on the sides. And then when I actually graduated, I put two crisscrossed on the back. It's just whatever you're most comfortable with. Just learn from my mistakes and be sure to take your bobby pins out before it's time to throw your cap into the air. So here's a fun fact about me. This is the actual outfit that I wore to my high school graduation. My shoes are from the brand Mix No. 6, and I got them at DSW, and they are also the shoes that I wore to my senior prom. My dress is from Windsor. It is very, very short, but it was kind of my last hurrah because I went to a uniform school and they were total sticklers about dress code. So I was like, look at me in this really short sleeveless dress and you can't do anything about it. So here's the finished look with the cap and gown on and the whole shebang. Obviously, this is not the cutest outfit, but it's ceremonial, so whatever. Thank you guys so much for watching this tutorial. I really hope you enjoyed it. Happy graduation, everyone! So guys, that's it for my graduation tutorial. You have officially learned everything you know to get ready for graduation, so you may move your tassel on over because you are ready to go. That was really cheesy, wasn't it? Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this tutorial. I really hope it was helpful for you. If it was, or if you just liked watching it, be sure to give my video a big thumbs up. And if you want to see more of my videos in the future, be sure to click subscribe down below. If you use this look for your graduation or any other event really, be sure to tag me at my Instagram, which is @Taylor_Bryn13, or use the hashtag TaylorBrynBeauty. Also, congratulations to all the grads this year. I'm so proud of you. You've done such a good job, and it's so exciting to finally graduate. I remember the day that I graduated high school was pretty much the best day of my life. So congratulations, grads. You earned it. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I can't wait to see your guys' pictures. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.